YouTube, what's the deal? It's your boy Gangland Neiman, aka Neiman, I before the E. Golly, I don't know y'all. Remember that. So look here, my expert opinion seems to have split up. Heineken and Esso dipped. They already had a podcast called BAGFUEL that they had that before they hopped on my expert opinion with Math Hoffa. Now, BIGGA, he's another host that was on there. He went on BAGFUEL and they all got into a conversation about the business and work ethic and everything of Math Hoffa. You feel me? Math Hoffa would lead you to believe one thing, but you hear these three gentlemen sit here and they don't sound angry or anything. And it just seems like things are much different than Math Hoffa says they are. Now, Math Hoffa is a nigga who notoriously got an attitude problem, anger problem. He be swinging on niggas. Now, this is not me making up nothing. You could go search all this yourself. He socked Dose out, who's half his size, if he's even half his size and weight. You know what I'm saying? He got into it with Serious Jones, and he was ultimately kind of like banned from battle rap as a whole because of his persona and his behavior and shit. You feel me? Everything in battle rap is I'm supposed to look like I'm gonna pull a burn on you, act like I'm gonna sock you, but I don't actually do it. That's the essence, the art to battle rap, is making people believe something that they don't necessarily see. You feel me? So he ended up doing a podcast because ain't nobody want to battle rap with him. That's just my non-expert opinion. You feel me? But we're gonna get into his comments right here on Vlad TV about why they left, and then we're gonna get into the comments that they made on BAGFUEL.
He apologized to you if you felt disrespected. Even on my platform, he said that he apologized to you if you felt disrespected.
Yeah.
He said it publicly.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess he felt people were blaming him for Esso and Heineken leaving.
No, he didn't have anything to do.
But he said that though. He said people were saying that after his show they left and people were trying to blame him on and stuff like that, which I know was bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Why did they leave from your point of view?
They got fired. For creating a podcast while on a podcast. That was part of our agreement, was we focus on this, and they decided to focus on something else.
Yeah, it's funny because I just had Adam on my show, and the same thing happened with him. And I remember me and him had a conversation.
But I don't know, did he fire them because of that?
No, they quit. But we talked about what led up to them quitting.
Right.
And the podcasts were like a thing because the way he explained it was they had a show on No Jumper and they would bring in guests and they would have sometimes good, strong guests, but then they started to figure out that, hey, we got our own podcast, so let's bring the best guests onto our podcast and then just go get our check and No Jumper.
And that's the shit that I couldn't tolerate.
Listen, what I told him was that when it comes to employees at Vlad TV, everyone signs a non-compete.
Right.
Meaning that you can't create content that competes with what Vlad TV is doing. Like, people have been let go because of this.
Right.
You know, I mean, you can't, like, let's just say you're booking interviews, you know, and you're a full-time employee, you can't then go and book the same person on a competing show if you're working full-time for them. Now, if you're a contractor, I expect you to do that.
Right.
That's why whatever podcasts I have, like Sean Prez, for example, like, yeah, Sean Prez does interviews for me, but then he has his own podcast, so he'll interview some of the same people.
No, but that's cool. But this particular situation is because I noticed what was going on. I felt the difference in the room every time I walked in. I started to make the joke that when you guys gonna let me in the other group chat? You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt the difference. And then certain days that I needed to shoot, because you know how it is. You get a guest. Sometimes it might be a high-profile guest. Okay, we only got a certain window of time to get this done.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? I need everybody, and people can't show up, and they can't tell me why. It's because you're shooting your own show.
Yeah.
That can't work.
Man, listen, you can't work at Google and build your own search engine to compete on the side. It's just, shit doesn't work that way. Now, there's certain laws that I think in certain states where you actually can do that, but my thing is like,
why? Why the fuck?
It doesn't, you know, it doesn't make sense. What purpose does it serve? It doesn't say. And the thing is that there's so many other things you could do. So it's like, for example, if one of my employees wants to do like a skateboarding video or want to do independent film on the weekend, great. I fully support it. You can't use my equipment, but you know what I mean? If you want to do something like that, want to do a cooking show, whatever, go for it.
No, I offered for months to fund whatever show they wanted to create on my platform.
Yeah, they didn't want to do that.
They didn't want to do that. So it's like, they're basically cutting me out.
No, yo, just pay attention to what he said right there, because they say something that is directly contradictory to what he's saying here. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention to what he said. Like he offered him a bag to do a podcast on his platform, right? So just remember that.
But situation, so I cut you out of my situation. Simple as that.
That's that.
But I don't hold no, you know, despite seeing these guys go up there and lie about this revolt situation and me cutting them out of it and how they left and they're responsible for a certain amount of my subscribers, and a year later couldn't get a eighth of it on your own. I don't hold no ill will towards it.
You know, we're gonna stop his clip right here. It's not much more to that, and then I just think it's funny too. I don't hold nothing toward them or anything, but then you would say something like, "Oh, you claim to get me all these followers, but you can't do it on your own," because that's really what he's saying, which to me is petty. And if I feel like I'm right or I'm a boss, whatever, it's like there's really no need for me to say that. I just find that nasty. You know what I'm saying? But this is just kind of how his character is. We're gonna get into the BAGFUEL. We'll get into the BAGFUEL interview really quick, because like I said, I thought that shit was super interesting to hear the shit that they were saying. I was like conflicting his story, like word, because they have a story, right, of them trying to bring him BAGFUEL, but he didn't want
BAGFUEL is fueling young kids'
like,
minds to get to the.
Why I'ma fuck with that or some shit. I don't know. I'm gonna let them say it, but like I said, it was all interesting. And then BIGGA too, Sean BIGGA, the guy, the man he seems to be. I don't know y'all. I don't know none of these niggas, but the man he seems to be, just the way he talks, presents himself. He's always on some righteous shit. He always has a righteous word in the like muck or whatever's going on my expert opinion. Like niggas will be getting off into some other shit, and then he tries to reel it back in with faith. He's a man of God. I fuck with that, you know what I mean? And I'll say my track record of him just seems to be A1. I'll be real, like I have nothing else to go off of from Sean BIGGA except how he presents and everything like that. I've never heard nothing bad about him. Now we're gonna talk about Math real quick, right?
Yeah,
now,
and I'm not
my boy Math. If we're letting the record reflect, we going off of the record, the stats. You always got a problem, right? And it's never you with the problem. He always got some cold ass, like he from like the Joe Budden cloth, where it's like he can maneuver some words. And man, shout out to Joe Budden. I fuck with Joe. But he can maneuver something to make it seem like this or like that when it's really a whole nother way. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, dog, everybody in battle rap ain't just banish you as, oh, it's battle rap's fault, right? You fall out with this person, it's their fault. You fall out with that person, it's their fault. It's everybody's fault but yours. Where's the accountability come in? You know what I'm saying? I want to look for this specific time clip. Here we go. We gonna go biggest departure. All right.
you know, I
Are you still on the show, BIGGA?
I was gonna get to that, but I'm trying to let him. The last several shows, I have not been on the show. No, I haven't. Is there a reason why you have not been on the show lately? I would say that me and my brother, our paths came. You know, it came to a fork in the road. It was everything you're saying I've been hearing,
You know, I am a boss and I am who I am, but I still got to deal with my family. I have a wife, I have children, I have a father, I have close friends that's business people. And it's become a problem after a while when I got to keep hearing from them. But are you getting paid? Are you getting any money from this? He's not giving you no money. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting paid. And I want to say I'm not doing this for money. You know what I'm saying? I do this. When the people see me and they say they hear Christ, I like that. It makes me feel good. And my people look at me, yeah. Don't be stupid.
I spoke to you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You know, exactly. You know, and I'm
what
like,
was the conversation like?
I mean, we gonna talk candid here. Like,
yeah,
no. I told Bigga straight up.
Yo, listen, I didn't understand. I know why I was why he didn't like me, because I was a catalyst for everybody getting paid. That was a big deal. Nobody was getting paid. Nobody even gave a fuck. Heineken did not give a fuck. Heineken was on some like, we're gonna go be monumental and we're gonna make our money the way that we've been making our money and all that shit. And yes, it was me.
And Bigga, real shit. It might not came off to Math like that. He and I had a lot of arguments. I would be more in favor for Math, and he wouldn't. Not in a bad way. And there'd be times Math would be like, yo, you always on this side. I said, Math, real shit. I fight for you with this argument back and forth because there was a lot of things he was trying to make happen. And I said, once we came on the show and we all started having the synergy you said, it became a brand new show to the audience. So when all the record label people were calling, first thing they said was, are you guys permanent? See, people don't understand that type of lingo. They're saying, I got it, but do I want to merge with you guys, or is this going to blow up before I jump ship and merge with you guys? Because
now, remember what I said earlier, like it seemed like he was like rotating guests for not guests, he was rotating hosts for a cool minute. And that's what they're talking about. When they got on there, and it's true, the level of the show just heightened. I'm gonna just be honest. And what Heineken is saying is, yo, we got calls. You feel me? Like, yo, hey, this is crack what y'all got, but are y'all gonna be there? You feel me?
everyone was ecstatic about how different we look, how we all sounded, but we were all grown men. But a lot of the times, I would always speak more favorably for Math because I've known him the longest.
And I didn't understand what that meant. I got to jump in because when they kept on saying, are we permanent? I don't know this stuff. I'm calling Heineken. Why? Yo, I'm waiting till they leave. And I'm like, why the fuck do they keep saying that? And he would be like, because he switches out and he does this. And I would look at Heineken and I'll be like, I'm not worried about if he switch us out. And Heineken would look at me, I'll be like, if people like us, they got to follow us wherever we going. And if he would switch us out, why would somebody, to me, when you making magic, I would just be like, why would somebody even think about doing that? To me, it made no sense. Everything was perfect. Even the fact that you were talking more and
it was beautiful.
And Hein would throw the ball to you, I would sit there and think, and now I'm coming in here waiting like, let me see what the fuck BIGGA gonna say.
Because you would stop the room.
We would come in before time, doing push-ups, fucking with ghosts. It was more of an enjoyment and a family affair. But what I can say is this. When business gets involved, shit gets tricky.
And that, for me, it was, that was another thing me and my brother started hitting heads with. You can't say it's about.
Even how BIGGA address him like my brother, you feel me? Ain't no malice or nothing. With none of these guys, to me, like they not screaming or nothing. They just saying they side. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Business with me if we ain't doing business. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk to me. I'm a real businessman. You know what I'm saying? If I'm your friend, I'm your friend. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if I'm doing business with you, that's something totally different. You know what I'm saying? If I'm dedicating my time, sacrificing my time, donating my time, that's charity almost. You know what I'm saying? But if you start saying, well, BIGGA, you late. Whoa.
How am I late?
How am I late?
I was confused, BIGGA, but the security dudes that you was giving the job was getting paid and you wasn't getting paid.
Oh, okay.
We're going to get to all of that.
This is for folks who want to know what's going on with the My Expert Opinion shit in Math Hoffa. So if you're not here for this, you might as well just go and click out the video or whatever, because I want to walk through this. You feel me? A lot of shit be going on and people just throw unsubstantiated shit out there, and then people latch onto it and be like, oh, this is the truth. You feel me? And it's two sides to every story. You feel me? We hear Math. We hear what Math is saying. I hear Math. I don't believe what Math talking about. And after hearing this, I really don't. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, bro, we gonna walk this down. So if y'all want to go somewhere, peace out.
Okay, my bad.
If you're saying I'm late, how am I late? I don't work for you. If you're saying I'm late, I don't work for you. We don't do business together. You know what I'm saying? You know, the time if I show up and you don't want to let me in on the show, all right, then just don't let me in on the show. But you can't say I'm late. I tell my employees that they're late. For this. And I also pay my employees.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Hold on, I want to let's see where this is at. All right, nice. We coming up on this Revolt deal. Let's get into this Revolt deal, because he also made mention of that, some fake Revolt deal and this, that, and the other. So let's get into that real quick.
If you had
Hey, somebody leave something in the chat. Somebody told me it's something where I could get no ads on my YouTube. How do I do that? You know what I'm saying? Let me know.
I didn't know everybody, and I wasn't self-involved. I was building too, okay? Then the infamous Revolt deal. I bought
fake Revolt deal.
I brought my man Byron to the table, right?
Who's Byron?
Byron is Puff's man.
And who does he manage?
He used to manage French Montana.
Okay, make sure you say that right, nigga.
Right now.
And who else was there at the meeting?
This is substantiated. What Heineken is saying, he like, yo, let him know who this dude is, so it can't no fake nothing. Let him know exactly who this person is, who he deals with, and what he got going on.
My man K Mac.
Who does he manage?
He doesn't. He manages other people.
No, don't do
it
that.
Doesn't. Relax.
Bigga was in the room.
Bigga
was in what room?
Bigga wasn't.
He'll get to it.
Okay. Yeah. So that's why I'm getting to it, because I know Bigga knows certain things too.
Apologies, guys.
And I want to clear it up too. I bought the whole Revolt situation was birthed because during Corona, they wanted me to come out and do what you call it, pilots or
like
whatever.
Test shoots, pilots.
Test shoots.
In California.
But they wanted me to do test shoots in Cali during Corona. I was afraid. I take care of my mother and father. I helped take care of my mother and father. I didn't want to go do that. So when the show started to blow up with me on it, I called my people at the Revolt, which was Byron, right? He's not at Revolt, but he has the connection, you know what I'm saying, with Puffy. And I said, yo, Puffy need to jump on the show. I'm on the show. They wanted me to do Revolt. The show is cooking. It's filmed uptown. We got location.
We got
it's
everything.
a golden jewel for Revolt. They didn't even know about the show. Okay?
Now, I just want to point that out. Esso got the Revolt talks, got the Revolt meeting. He is the reason that even happened, because they wanted him to come do test shoots in LA for something. And then what he did in essence was throw a lob to his man. Do y'all hear what I'm saying right now? Esso threw a lob to his man. He didn't have to do that. He could have went on, did the test shoots, and did whatever Revolt shit they wanted him to do. But he threw a lob to his mans. Now, he said after he broke everything down to them, they didn't even know what the show was. They had never heard of My Expert Opinion. Keep that in mind.
Yo, let's take a meeting. They started to do the research, and they was like, yo, this show is a big deal in the streets. The streets love it. We was at 300,000. All right? We took a meeting at Lido's uptown. They met, and I put Math with the people directly. They wanted to manage him. I said, don't manage him. I said, the only person he wants to manage him is me. And Mav was right there. I would do everything in front of Mav's face. I didn't pull no punches because I respected Mav and I appreciated us being on a platform. I was gaining popularity. So I wasn't pulling
we all did.
Yeah. So I wasn't.
We benefited from that.
So he wasn't trying to be shady, is what he's saying, bruh.
No punches with him because I thought we were growing to a brotherly type of relationship. So when you do with your brothers, you tell them motherfuckers to their face. I tell Ghost how I feel. I tell Heineken how I feel. I tell them to their face. Don't manage this man. He only wants me to manage him, and I'm not managing him. Only work on the production. They sent him paperwork, which they did. They sent him a low offer, and I said, yo, don't worry about it. I said, just send them back. Go get a lawyer.
A counter offer.
I said, go get a lawyer and just send them back a counter.
Let's expand on that. He's like, because Math, the money that was coming in, they didn't know how much money the show was generating. So they had to go inside his YouTube. And when they saw what was happening, they were dumbfounded.
But that was after the fact.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is to go back, he felt the pressure like we kind of was going to force him to like put pressure on him to take the deal. And Esso, to his credit, said, Math, don't take that number.
Yeah.
He said, trust me, don't take that number.
I said they're just sending you something so you can mark it up and you move on. Then this is why, and I did that because nobody was making money. I said, this is how we all could get paid. I said, we're all going to get paid off of this. And since I was a businessman, I said, I'm going to take the forefront. I'm going to grab the bull by the horns for the unit, and I'm going to get this done. And I'm going to coach him on how to do it. He didn't want to get a lawyer. He didn't want to send a counter. All he kept on calling me saying, why would they send me $300,000? Yo, they disrespected me. And I would be like, I don't know what you're making. I still didn't know at the time. I said, I don't know what you're making. Just send them back a counter.
This nigga Esso doing all this work for somebody, but it's in good faith. He just saying like, you know, he platformed me. I'm getting more popular off of it. So all this is in good faith. And it's like, bro, Esso seems to be excellent counsel for all this because he seems to be a business dude. He got the Revolt connection. He's telling you get a lawyer. You didn't get a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This is just wild to me. And then this nigga talks so matter-of-fact. I'm talking about Mav now. He talks so matter-of-factly on Vlad, on Instagram, on Twitter, about all kind of shit. And it's like, bro, you be foul. You live in foul, Mav. What kind of math is that? Nigga, your 1 and 1 don't make 2, Mav.
We'll go from there. And for somehow, some shape, form, or fashion, I think Byron dropped the ball in some ways, which I heard later because I said I'm not going to be involved. And I just didn't understand. Like, he kept on saying, oh, Esso bought this fake deal. And I was like, I didn't have nothing to do with the deal. The paperwork was always going to be in your name. And that's how Revolt, the language, and Revolt even got involved with my expert opinion. I just want to clear that up. That wasn't no trying to put nobody with nothing. So then, after the Revolt deal fell through and it wasn't going right, I told Heineken, I said, yo, we got to get paid. And then, not for nothing, the girl who owns the studio, Mandy, called me when I was on set of my expert
Shout
opinion.
out Mandy. Damn, Mandy Studio, that's tight. That's tight.
And I went viral. And she said, yo, come and meet up with me. We need to talk about doing the show.
How soon was it after you said that everybody had to get paid that this happened, this went down?
That we got paid?
Yeah, that we broke up.
We only got paid for 2 months, maybe.
So it was
July.
Pretty soon.
Nah, it was earlier than that.
No, he sent the paper. I didn't sign it. I did
He
not
still
sign
owes
it.
money.
He still owes me money. But I signed. He sent the paperwork before, but I wasn't signing it. If you remember, I was like, this isn't right. I wasn't signing it.
Yeah, you was marking
Everybody had it, and I was the one.
So y'all got contracts and everything.
Yeah, we had a contract. This is the
I never saw a contract.
This is the crazy shit about it. Yes, we are. I asked him, I said, does Mecca got a contract? But Mecca was getting paid too. So I know Mecca got a contract because he was telling Mecca to bring in guests. It was incentive laden. Like if you bring a guest, you get money, you get this, you get that. I signed it last. And he waited for me to sign it. You know what I'm saying? After we signed it, that's when everything, I'm going to be honest, that's when everything went left.
And he never signed it.
Hold on. What did you say, Ghost?
And he never signed it himself.
Yeah, he never signed it.
Yeah, that's one thing we kept quiet. And to make a contract valid, both parties' signatures got to be on it.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Bigga.
And he called me about that.
His biggest mistake with me and paperwork is this is what I always did. So when Heineken would be worried about things, I would be like, Heineken, if he fuck up, we're a free agent. He can't, like, he's still running this thing on Vlad. Like, we did the show. We had BAGFUEL prior to Math. Heineken didn't want us to film it anymore against my wishes. We didn't film it.
That's a fact.
We didn't film it no more.
Whose idea was it to film again?
It was actually my idea to film it again.
No,
all right.
But let's clean this up.
No. Let's be fair because he wants to know. It was actually my idea to film again, and he was fronting on me. And when you said, "What's up with BAGFUEL?" you would film it because I wanted to ask you to film it, and we was like, we can't ask mass cameraman to bring BAGFUEL back.
I'm gonna give you something.
All right,
I'm gonna give you something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how well you noticed this at the time. And this is only, again, my perspective from just watching, just being there watching. It probably didn't have anything to do with none of that stuff. You know, I think a lot of things was used as excuses. You know what I'm saying? He's going to make up excuses, probably even with me. You know, he's going to, but, you know, it was excuses. It'd be deeper stuff. So with you personally, Heineken, he's gone because he's your brother. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
He said it as much when we spoke on the phone.
No, let the man speak.
Let me finish. He's gone because he's your brother. This is what you didn't peep. Or maybe you did. You know what I'm saying? I hate names and all of this stuff because, again, make this clear. I'm not into none of that. So don't ever try to, you know, like do that with me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to go nice. Now, with that being said, you know, I think it was Funkmaster Flex. And I don't think no one peeped it.
Why you say that?
I know. So
my boy BIGGA went left with that, but he does give an in-depth breakdown of why he think it was Flex. But just to sum all this up, you feel me? You heard what Mav said in the beginning, and you know he's just sitting up like, oh yeah, and you know they got fired because they did. No, they didn't get fired. They didn't get fired at all. You gave them contracts that they all signed that you never initialed, my boy. First rule of business. What did they say? For the contract to be valid, both parties have to sign. I mean, anybody knows that in business. I mean, come on, dog. And you didn't even sign the contracts that you gave the guys. I want to know what's up with that. Did you tell Vlad that? You know what I'm saying? And again, with BAGFUEL, they brought BAGFUEL to Math Hoffa. Math Hoffa shunned it off like, what would I want to do with this? You know what I'm saying? Y'all go back to the interview yourself. It's a really good interview. But that's what Mav did. Mav was like, why would I want BAGFUEL? You feel me? Because he's riding high on the my expert opinion horse, and that's cool. You feel me? But overall, I just want to say, Math got bad business practices we can see here and throughout history. Like I said, you were literally banished from a whole section of the culture because of your behavior. You know what I'm saying? And then it seems like now we going over into podcasting and you having the same exact issues and it's everybody else's fault. I don't know. Seems weird. But anyway, this your boy Gangland Neem. Like, subscribe, comment. Please hit that like. I'm trying to go upward. Upward. You hear me? Peace.